Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Anita and I am coming at you today with a review of my currently inked pens for the month of October. Let's dive in. Alrighty, the first pen is my Pilot E95S. It is a lovely pocket pen with a medium 14 karat gold nib, and it is currently inked with Diamine Bah Humbug. I love the inlaid nib. It's such a classic looking pen. I just love the way it looks. The colors, the style, I just love the way it looks. Ask me why I don't use it more often. Not quite my color scheme. That's why. I think if, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of the black for this particular pen. Otherwise, I'd probably have that and put all kinds of colors in it. But I like this better. I just only feel compelled to use it in the fall. Total sidebar. Anyway, this was a lovely writer. It's inked with a shimmer ink, and you can see in the writing sample that the shimmer came out heavy when I first started writing, but it definitely evened out in the rest of the writing sample, which isn't obvious to the eye, but when you look, you can see it. It's just kind of wild how it comes out so heavy at the very beginning, and I loved writing with it. Let's see how much ink is still in here. Quite a bit. I did not use it that much. I do love it, but I'm behind in my journaling. I seem to be seriously, perpetually behind lately, and I need to catch up. So I don't know if I'm bringing back the pen. I do love the combination. We'll see what happens. Moving along to the next pen is my TWSBI Eco in the colorway Heat. This pen has a stub nib, and it's currently inked with the shimmer ink Diamine Bucks Fizz. This was a fun writer. I totally enjoyed it, and almost per usual, the shimmer came out a bit heavy at the beginning of the sample, but it kind of leveled out as I went on, and I don't have a problem with this one clogging, I don't think. If you take a look at the sample, you can see that it started out heavy, it lightened up, and then it got a little heavier again. I don't know. We'll see how it goes as it goes on. I still have to catch up in my my journal with this pen. Whatever my currently inked pens are for the month, those are the inks that I use in my journal, though that standard may change. I don't know. I haven't decided because I stay behind. I don't know. I think I should leave it that way. Anyway, I totally enjoyed writing with this. Yeah, it's very autumnal, pumpkin colory. Yeah, I liked it with orange with a gold shimmer. What could be wrong with that? So that was fun. Next pen in the lineup is the Asvine or Asvine P as in piston filler 20. This pen has an extra fine steel nib, and it's currently inked with Birmingham Pen Co Copperhead. I'm sure there's still plenty of ink in here, and this was a plan. I think I am going to add another color to this because I picked this up last fall, which is why I have the color that I have, which I like but don't love. And in a fine nib, it's a little hard for me to read. So I think I may add a little something darker to it. I don't know. I'm deciding on how I'm going to handle that. But I purposely used a fine nib because I am going to be teaching myself Spencerian calligraphy. I like the rules, even though I like to break the rules, and I've been wanting to do it for, I don't know, at least a few years at the very least. At least maybe since around the end of pandemic. But I just didn't get to it. I didn't have time, and I'm going to make time to do it now. And yeah, I purposely inked up a fine nibbed pen for that reason. But otherwise, I think if the color were a bit darker, I would have enjoyed it more. But it kind of is what it is, and I'm going to mix it, I think, with something else. And if I bring the pen back next month, which I might, I'll show you what I did to the ink. We will see. The next pen is the Jinhao Centennial 100. This pen has a medium steel nib, and it is currently inked with Inkebara Dijon. I like the pen. It's fun to write with. The seal could be better, as you could see at the beginning of the writing sample. It's a bit dark, but then it levels out to the actual color that I expect when I write with this ink. I love the color, and oh my goodness, I love this. I love this color. I think I need a bottle of it. It's just kind of cool. It's like a mustardy green. I don't know. And it shades nicely. It's just a great color. And yeah, the only little asterisk on this experience was just the seal of the pen. But you know what? For a pen that was less than $20, I'm not going to cry about it. It's not the end of my world at all. But, ooh, I love the color of the ink. Next pen is the TWSBI Eco in Irish green. It's got black trim. It's kind of stealthy, right? And this was currently inked with Birmingham Pen Co Abandoned Shipyard. Did I say this has a stub nib? And it's black. Look at that. I love this. And the ink, I have to say, it was interesting. When I wrote with it, it was definitely going down green, but it dried a more green-gray, which was cool. I forgot because I haven't used this ink in a while. I don't even remember the last time I used it or if I just swatched it. But, oh, I liked it. And I love a stub nib. TWSBI stubs are so great. So I totally enjoyed this, and there is still quite a bit of ink in the barrel. I probably used only about a quarter of it. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be writing with this pen for a little bit. We'll see if it comes back next month, but it has been cool so far. And it's sealed well. I don't really have a color change. Very slight at the very beginning, but compared to the Jinhao, not really noteworthy in that regard to me. Moving along, I purposely brought this pen out because I love the shade of green. It's the Hongdian 1851. This pen has a medium steel nib, and it's currently inked with Diamine Green Black. I love writing with this. I just can't write with it for a long time because it's a little bit too narrow for me. But it's totally cool. It's, how would I say, the finer side of medium. It's not as thick as the Jinhao, but it's not, you're not going to mistake it for a fine nib at all, in my opinion. This was great. I liked writing with it. It sealed pretty well for a slip cap. That was satisfying. Let's do that one more time. I like that. Yeah, I have no complaints. The only, like I said, the only minor complaint was even the short writing sample that I did was a bit long for me with this pen. It's better for me as a jotter or maybe making lists, but not for extended writing. It gets uncomfortable. Or maybe I just need to loosen my grip, or maybe both. I don't know. The next pen, oh, so many pens, is the Jinhao X159 in the color orange, but I call it pumpkin because it's fall. This pen has a medium steel nib. It's a bicolored steel nib. How fun. And it's currently inked, as it was last month in September, Pilot Iroshizuku Yu-Yaki, and I loved writing with it. Fine nib, and I loved writing with this pen. It's so, I don't know, it's slightly too big for long writing sessions, but for just short notes, quick notes, stuff like that, it's totally cool. And I just like writing with it. I like the color. It's so fall. That's why I used it. That's why I kept it in the rotation, because I totally love it. And let's see where we're at with the ink. Oh, I have about a third of the converter left. So I think I'm gonna move along. I'll set it to the side, do my journaling with it, and then move along, I think. I may write it dry off to the side. We'll see. I do that a lot. I'm gonna have to think about that policy, but I don't know. It's so little ink I'd be throwing away. I think unless I love it, I might start cleaning out pens more often. We'll see. Oh gosh, the next one I absolutely love. It's the TWSBI Eco in, is it dark lilac? I wrote it, dark sapphire. Lilac, where'd that come from? Dark sapphire. It's got a stub nib, and it's currently inked with TWSBI Midnight Blue ink, and I absolutely love writing with this. I think I had it in September, and I think I'm gonna write it dry. I love this combination. I'm trying to see how much ink is in here. About half a converter, about half a barrel. I love writing with this. I love writing with this pen. I'm just looking at my writing sample. I guess there's a very slight change in color. Maybe I didn't cap it correctly. I don't know. But oh my gosh, I just love writing with this pen. It's the color and the stub. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Oh, I really loved it. That's one of the top pens for the month. Next pen is the Pilot Custom 743 in Verdigris. This pen has a 14 karat gold falcon nib, and it's currently inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Asa Gao. Can I tell you, when I got this pen back in the summer of this year, I inked it up with Regal Heimdall. I wanted contrast, and I'm not matching, but it was so dry. Oh my gosh, it was so dry. It was painful. And then it's a falcon nib, which is a first for me. It was not good, and it hurt me to wash that ink out of the pen, but I had to. It was bad. But this is amazing. I just need to spend more time writing with this pen so I can get used to the falconness of it. It's a little different. It's a little flexy, a little bouncy, and it's fun. But when you're used to stiffer nibs or nibs that don't bounce like that, it takes a little getting used to. So I think I'm going to bring this pen back in November because I do enjoy it when I get in the groove, but I have to get in the groove. But oh gosh, changing the ink was like changing my life. It's been so much better with the Iroshizuku ink. Yes. On to the next one. Lamy Vista. Lamy's Demonstrator, haha. This pen has an extra fine nib. I couldn't see it. I thought it was medium. I said, this is too fine to be medium. My daughter looked at it and said it was extra fine. I was like, ugh, great. Extra fine nib, inked with Pelikan 4001 Violet. Ooh, I guess I liked writing with it because the ink is almost gone, and this is an extra fine nib. I love the color, so that would explain that. And it's not bad. Lamy nibs are not bad. I'd rather a Lamy thicker nib, like a medium or a broad, or I like Lamy stubs, like a medium or a stub, but this is fine. And yeah, I've enjoyed writing with it. There's not been any issues with it drying out for a slip cap. That's pretty impressive. It must seal up in there. It must seal pretty well up in there. But yeah, it's been cool. Because it's fine. I don't particularly miss it when it's gone, unless the calligraphy goes well. Then I'll be like, oh, let me ink that up with another ink, because I don't have a lot of extra fine nibs. But it's been good. I can't really complain. Next pen. Oh, look at this, y'all. Goes to the next pen. This is the Kaweco Art Sport in the colorway Terrazzo. This pen has a broad nib, and it's currently inked with Birmingham Pen Co Tailings Pond. I don't know, it's kind of a poopy color. I like it. It's different. I wanted something different when I got this ink, but yeah, I didn't know how different it was going to be. It's just kind of a muddy color, and I like it. This pen, though, I don't know if it's me or the pen, but we have a hard starting problem with this one. But once it goes nicely, but it hard start every time. There was a hard start every single time. 0 out of 10 on that. But once it started to write, it was lovely, and I did enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy the start. So I will, in all likelihood, write this dry and move along, because I really like the ink. I can't tell how much ink is in there. Oh, I don't think it's all that much. No, it's about a third of the converter's gone. So yeah, I'll finish journaling with it, and I think what I'll do is make a very conscious effort to make sure it's well capped and see if that helps with the hard starts. Maybe it's the ink drying up in there. I don't know, but I know every time I attempted to write with it, I had to kind of get it going, and there's not a converter in there, so I couldn't prime the feed that way. But yeah, but I liked it once it got going. It just needed help to get going every single time. The next one was fun. This came in after I posted the video. It is the Delta Duna Atlas Stationers collab. It's an exclusive to Atlas Stationers, limited edition, numbered, and the colorway is Regal Skies. I can't remember at the moment. I'll put on the screen the shop that provided the blanks. I want to say Mackenzie, but I could be wrong. I'll put it on the screen. This pen has a stub nib. It's my second Delta Duna and my first Delta stub. And this is inked with, thank you very much, YouTube community. It's inked with Anderillium, Banded King Shoemaker Butterfly Blue. I love this pen. I love the way it looks. It's so pretty. They sent me a really lovely, lovely pen. I just love the way it looks. And the writing was so much fun. I love stub nibs. It's like instant flair. Instant flair. I love it. This was great. I had no problems with any hard starts, any skipping. The only pen that was an issue with hard starting, skipping, was the Kaweco Sport. Everything else was, maybe it was a little dark with the ink, or maybe it wasn't, but there were no hard starts except for the Kaweco Art Sport. This was fun, total fun. I did not fill the converter, or rather the barrel. It's a piston filler, so, and it has an ink window, unlike my other Delta Duna. I love that. So yeah, I will, I'll keep this one going for the, actually, I don't think I'm gonna bring it back at this moment. We'll see. We'll see what pens I have and if and how it fits in. I don't know, it didn't exactly fit in with this group, but you see I'm writing with it anyway. Anyway, and the last pen. This is another collab between Benu and Goldspot Pens, and it's an exclusive to Goldspot. It is the Benu Euphoria in the colorway Hot Toddy. It's a translucent pen, and I've had some people comment that translucent is not their thing, which I get that, but I don't mind it. I kind of like demonstrator type pens, so this didn't faze me. And for a Benu, it's relatively tame, which I like that too, because some of them are very bold, and I don't always feel that bold about a pen, not the Benu way. But this was perfect for me. I totally loved it. I am on the hunt for my next Benu. I don't know what it's going to be. Anyway, as all of that to say, this has a medium nib, and it is currently inked. All the ink is down in the feed. Currently inked with PW Akkerman Hop Jesbruin. I don't know how to say that. Oh my goodness. This was so good. So good. Oh my gosh. I loved it. This pen is almost dry. I will probably, I don't know what I'm going to do. Can I just say that? I loved writing with this. I want to bring it back again next month. This month, November. But I did not do any journaling yet. But actually, I think I will just go ahead. Wait, what month is this? This is November. What month am I in my journals? September. I'm going to go ahead and clean this out and put a different ink in it. And then when it's time for me to get to my September journaling, I will just leave space on the days when I will use this pen because I am that far behind. But can I just tell you, I loved writing with this. Oh, I'd heard about the Schmidt nibs and just how wet of a writer the new pens are. And I was really looking forward to getting my first one, but I just didn't see one I felt strongly enough to pull the trigger on. And when Benu reached out and offered me to try out the pen and to give y'all my thoughts on it, I said, yeah, I'll do it. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. Yes, I need another one. With the stub nib, this is great. I loved it, and it will be back in November because I loved it so much. Yes, so that's the end of that. And as for my favorites this month, that's kind of hard. Let's start, and let's try and make it a top 3. Definitely this. Ooh, this one right here. This TWSBI made me a special kind of happy. I just totally love writing with that. The TWSBI Midnight Blue ink is nice and crisp. It has a slight red sheen, and it with the stub nib, oh my gosh, I just totally loved writing with it. And my handwriting didn't look awful every single time. Like, I struggle with finer nibs, probably because I write kind of big and sometimes a little bubbly. And with fine nibs, me writing big is not it. But that may change. Anyway, definitely the TWSBI stub with that TWSBI Midnight Blue ink was awesome. The Benu was awesome. This is the only pen that I came anywhere close to writing dry. Ooh, so good. That was another. And a third. Can I pick a third? Can I pick a third that I felt passionately about? This is hard. I think it's going to be a top 3. I think it would have to be the Delta Duna Regal Skies, because I loved writing with this stub nib and the color. The color is what it puts it over the top for me. Totally the color. The others I liked. Like, for example, I really liked the Jinhao with the Dijon ink in it. Oh yeah, I like that. I really like that. The Pilot E95S with Bah Humbug. I need to get some time in with the Custom 743. The least favorite writer was the pen, which hard started every time. But I like to look at it. It's so pretty, but it was just not it when it was time to write. It was never ready. That was a big fat failure. But yeah, everything else, I either liked it or I loved it, but I felt most passionately in a positive way about the dark sapphire TWSBI with the stub nib, the Benu Euphoria and Hot Toddy, and that awesome ink. Oh, that ink is so good. I think I need a bottle. And the Delta Duna with the Banded King Shoemaker Butterfly Blue. That's just so pretty. I love that color. That was a very, very good choice. Thank you so much to my YouTube community for helping me to choose that. It was too easy. I was like, I should do something different, but y'all really helped me out. That was the one, and it looks so good in the pen. Thank you so much for hanging out with me another month. I need to figure out what I'm inking up for November. We're already 2 days in, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have to figure it out. I will see y'all in the next one. Take care, y'all.